All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Miami Dolphins rookie defensive lineman Jordan Phillips. Miami shocked the world with a massive upset, and how they do it by being more physical up front. And Jordan Phillips, from a rookie perspective, led the way. We'll break down everything he did so well. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to support us so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's open up with a little run defense, and there's Jordan Phillips right there on the right side of your screen. He's lined up in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the Buffalo Bills left guard, and here the Bills are going to run a power concept. What that means is we're going to get a double team right here, working up to the backside linebacker. We're going to get a block back from the center. We're going to get the guard wrapping for the play side linebacker, and the fullback right here, he's going to kick out the in man on the line of scrimmage, and the running back's going to counterstep that direction and just follow his blockers through the hole just like this. The key block in this whole deal is right here, Phillips at the point of attack. These two Buffalo Bills, these two offensive linemen, they're trying to get movement and work up to the next level. Phillips does a great job stymieing the double team and then fighting it off and making the play. It's an incredible job by the rookie. Let's check it out. There's a snap, inside run, nowhere to go, stuffed, good D across the board. All right, let's look at 94 at the point of attack right here. You can see here's the double team, absorbs the contact, holds his ground. Really nice job right here. These are two good linemen, right? You know, his technique's a little unorthodox. Normally what happens on these double teams, what teams are taught is to, have their defensive linemen, you can see, take their inside knee and drop it in. Phillips kind of keeps his base super wide. Look at that. I mean, almost the splits right there. But it works. He drops the pads all the same, holds his ground, doesn't give up anything, fights off the double team. You can see Dawkins comes in right there. He takes the shot almost to the side of his head, but he's able to fight it off. Again, strong hands, keeps his shoulders, hips, knees, everything parallel to the line of scrimmage. And the most important thing, guys, gives up no ground, creates a mass of humanity at the point of attack, and is able to fight through everything else and make the play to boot. Great job here by 94. Now from the wide copy, you can see at the point of attack, running into the middle, nowhere to go. Good stuff. Look at Jordan Phillips, guys, this double team as it comes in. No movement, holding his ground, fighting off blocks. Nasty physical, low pad level. Right there, you can see Phillips' helmet right there. He's below Dawkins. He's below the left guard right there. I can't quite see who that is for the Buffalo Bills, but he's got them both stuffed. They get no movement at the point of attack, and they win the day. This is how you beat the Buffalo Bills. A lot of people are wondering, how the heck did the Dolphins just physically handle Buffalo, right? A lot of people thought Miami was left for dead. Obviously, guys like A-Chain had monster games, but it was guys like Phillips at the point of attack, taking on high pedigree offensive linemen and winning like we see here. That's how the Dolphins got it done. All right, going the other way now, there's Jordan Phillips right there, this time on the left side of your screen, lined up once again in a 3 technique, this time on the outside shoulder of the Buffalo Bills right guard, and it's going to be a very similar concept. It's going to be a power concept running right at Phillips. We're going to get a double team right here, trying to work up to the backside linebacker, block back here, guard pulling, wrapping around. We're going to get the fullback kicking out the in-man line of scrimmage there. The tight end's going to flash, then work up to the next level. We're going to get some motion pre-snap just to get the safeties and linebackers flowing over the top this direction. Right, it's the Buffalo Bills. This is what they do. This is who they are as a team. They are a power football team, at least they try to be. Jordan Phillips once again handles the double team and makes the play again. I tell you what, guys, this rookie is getting better and better. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. Power concept. Stuffed. 94. Nice job. I mean, look at the way he fights through the double team. Right there, you see how he has his knee kind of dipped a little bit, but again, he keeps wide, right? He plays a little differently. Just, you got to do what's good for you, right? Obviously, the technique that you're taught, right? A lot of defensive linemen are taught to dip your knee. Phillips doesn't quite do that. He's all about getting a wide stance, and it works, guys. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, 94. And this is a really, really good job. Again, giving up no ground. There's a double team, holds his ground, and then fights off the block and makes a tackle to boot. I mean, a lot of power concepts. This is a double team where this defensive tackle gets washed down inside or blown off the football. Right here, Jordan Phillips totally wins this outright, and there's nowhere for the running back to go. And obviously, 94 does a great job right here making the tackle too. But let's say he doesn't make the tackle. Let's say he just gets swallowed up right here. Where's this running back going to go? There's nowhere to go, right? You got the edge, 20, 25. There's a mass of humanity at the point of attack. If Phillips doesn't make the tackle, it's not like the running back's going to get any further, right? This is just good defense at the point of attack. The finish is outstanding, but what he does in terms of stymieing double teams is otherworldly kind of stuff. I tell you what, Dolphins fans, I guarantee you this is a guy who's going to get a lot more reps going forward, especially at this 3 technique alignment, because he's darn good at stopping these double teams. All right, from the wide copy, get another good look at it, right? There's a motion, there's a snap. Nowhere to go. I mean, where's the line of scrimmage, guys? Let's back all the way up to the very beginning here. What is that, the 19-yard line of the Miami Dolphins? Look at Phillips. Where does he end up? the 19, maybe the 18 and a half yard line of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, no movement at the point of attack. I mean, you're expecting from an offensive perspective to dent the defense, and instead there's just a massive wall there. Jordan Phillips, guys, he's the guy, right? I know Kenneth Grant has been disappointing for sure, right? Hopefully he improves down the stretch in the rest of his career. But you got something here in number 94 out of Maryland, out of D.C., just showing up in a big way, physically winning at the point of attack. Now, to be totally fair, his pass rush game needs a little improvement. He's not without his flaws. But when it comes to run defense at the point of attack, there's not a better rookie in the NFL right now. All right, sticking with the run defense once again, and there's Phillips, again, lined up in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the Buffalo Bills right guard. And the Bills, look, they're a power team. They're going to have to run power, and they just come up with different ways to do it. So what they're going to actually do is they're going to bring the tight end H-back in motion and have him kick out the in-man line of scrimmage and wrap the fullback around in the hole right here. But again, it's going to hinge on another double team block on the point of attack with Jordan Phillips. He wins and makes the tackle. Again, guys, he's a machine as a rookie. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. Inside run. There's 94. I tell you what, guys, look at this double team. Great job. No ground surrendered. Again, there's that super splits right there. Keeps his base low. Look at his pad level compared to all the other defensive linemen. See where his head, his shoulders are? Staying low, fighting off blocks. Maintains his gap pretty much the entire time. Right there, he gets dislocated a little bit. So what does he do? Hop back to the left, and now he sees the running back to his right, and he makes a tackle. It's just really good football. I mean, this is just awesome defensive line play. Again, from a technical perspective, I don't know how often I've seen the splits technique in terms of defending the double team, but Phillips gets it done, guys. I know he's a rookie, and I know, again, he's got a lot of things to improve on, but Dolphins fans, you got something special here. And here's the beautiful part of this Buffalo squad. They run power every single day, and they run it all the time. You know who else does? The Patriots, right? We're talking about an AFC East run stopper extraordinaire for the past 4 or 5 years. I think he got it in 94. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Jordan Phillips right there in the middle of your screen. Double team, fights it off, makes a tackle. I mean, it's just what he does, guys. Every single snap on these double team blocks, no one can move him. And, he's a big dude, but he's not like he's 380 pounds. It's not like he's, just this mammoth of a human being inside where it's physically impossible, right? You can see that's a lot of meat right here on Jordan Phillips, and he gives up no ground. Doesn't matter if he's going up against the right side of the Bills' offensive line or the left side. He wins no matter what, and that's why I think he's so good. It's just an innate talent, an innate skill set in terms of stopping these power concepts. And if you can do this against Buffalo, if you can do this against New England, you, as we saw on Sunday, make the opposition really hard-pressed to move the ball. All right, how about a little pass rush? And there's Jordan Phillips right there on the right side of your screen. So the Buffalo Bills are going to run a standard protection. They're going to have the play side of the O-line. That's these 3 guys on this particular play. They're all going to take the gap to the right. So the right tackle is going to take this gap. The right guard is going to take this gap. And the center is going to take this gap, which means they're 1-on-1 on the backside, 1-on-1 left tackle there, and 1-on-1 right here, left guard on Jordan Phillips, number 94. This is a situation where even if you're a run stopper extraordinaire like Phillips is, you got to win, right? You got to find a way to win and get pressure on the quarterback. Now, to be totally fair with Jordan Phillips, he initially doesn't, but he keeps working, ends up getting pressure, forces Josh Allen out of the pocket into the hands of his teammate. Again, it's one of those things where as a run stopper, when it comes to the pass rush game, you just got to find a way to make it work. The rookie does here, helps lead this Dolphins defense, again, to a massive victory. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Has time. There's a pressure. Force outside the pocket. Number 2 is there to help clean up. Incomplete. Good D. Guys, 17's a good thrower. I mean, look at this. I mean, he's falling away, pressure in his face, and he misses it by like 3 inches. That's crazy. Josh Allen, he's such a good thrower of the football. But let's look at 94. Again, initially, bull rush isn't winning, but he keeps working. He rips through, forces the quarterback outside the pocket. This is what you need, right? Especially from a run stuffer, because the Buffalo Bills bet, and every team's going to bet, all right, if we can't run the football on you, if you're in the game, we can throw the ball on you. And obviously, most run stuffers, at least earlier in their careers, which Jordan Phillips, of course, is still a rookie, their pass rush game isn't fully developed. As you can see right there, the left guard is winning, of course, for Buffalo. But he keeps working, keeps running his feet. You see he takes his right arm and rips through, forces the quarterback, Josh Allen, out of the pocket. Number 2 is able to peel off. They get a little pressure, helps result in an incomplete pass. If you get this from the pass rush in terms of Jordan Phillips, this is huge. This is a win because teams are going to literally say, all right, 1-on-1 on Jordan Phillips in pass rush because he's such a good run defender. We're going to have to throw. But if he can still get the quarterback out of the pocket like we see here, man alive, Jordan Phillips is going to be a key defender for the Dolphins. All right, for the wide copy, get a really good look at Jordan Phillips right there in the middle of your screen. Watch right there. Initially doesn't get rushed, but works through with the rip move, forces the quarterback outside the pocket. Josh Allen tries to force it, nearly completes it, but good defense across the board. One of the things that sometimes the metrics and analysis can really not tell the whole story is I don't think there's anyone that's going to call this a loss for the left guard, right? I mean, he's got him totally blocked up, nowhere near the quarterback, right? This is a good pass rush rep right here for the Bills left guard. But it's also a good effort by Jordan Phillips, and I love seeing the effort. I love seeing the tenacity. And again, I think he's doing everything the right way, right? He's not doing anything cute, not doing anything, any silly spin move or anything. Striking with his hands right there, that's good. Good extension. He just isn't winning, and then finally tries to rip through there and gets a little bit of pressure. Again, for a run stopper, that's not bad. You take that all game long. All right, going back to the run defense, and there's Jordan Phillips right there. Line up in a 1 technique on the outside shoulder of the center right there. Normally he plays a 3 technique like we saw a bunch of times during the Bills game, but here he's lined up inside, as you can see right there on the center. And it's going to be another power concept working to the left side of your screen. We're going to get a double team here. We're going to get motion here and a kick out, fullback over here, excuse me. He's going to lead the way through the hole right here. And it's one of these things where the play is designed to go this way, but the running back sees a hole and cuts back over here. I want you guys to watch Jordan Phillips because even though the running back runs basically right around him or close to him, he's doing his job in terms of his assignment. That's why sometimes when plays look like it's a certain defender's fault, it really isn't. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. There's the cutback. Minimal run. Not a whole lot there. All right, let's look at Jordan Phillips. Again, playing as a 1 technique on the center. Fires off into him. Sees it's a power play going the other direction. Pushes the center back, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Maintain your gap. Hands on the center. Knees, hips, shoulders, everything parallel to line of scrimmage. Good stuff. Walks the center back. That's really good. The problem is he actually walks the center back enough that it opens up a little bit of a cutback lane. Now, it's still a minimal gain. We're talking like 2 or 3 yards. So it's not like a huge problem. But this is why sometimes when you watch the broadcast footage or initially you're like, this is Jordan Phillips' gap. He's got to do a better job. Guys, considering the play that was called, he is doing his job. And most importantly, though, he's freeing up his linebackers to make plays. As an interior defensive lineman, that has to be one of your top priorities. It's obviously getting penetration, holding your ground, but letting your linebackers and sometimes safeties fly around and make tackles. Because if these guys, like 25 is right here, can go unblocked, I mean, he gets a clear picture, scrapes and makes a tackle, these guys make it very easy for you to play defense because running backs right here, they're looking for their offensive lineman to get up to the linebackers or to get blown off the football so the linebacker gets lost. If linebackers go unblocked, it's a nightmare for the running backs and makes it really fun to play defense because then you get these teams in a 3rd long and good things happen. You can force turnovers, all that kind of good stuff. Jordan Phillips, again, at the point of attack, great hands, good strike, walking the center back. Even though it opens up a little bit of a cutback lane, it allows 25 to freely see it, go untouched, and make the tackle. Still a good job by Phillips. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Phillips right there, 94 in the middle of your screen. Get a little motion across the formation. There's a snap, walking the center back. Again, he's just a physical force, right? Where's the line of scrimmage? Right there, the Buffalo 2. Where's Phillips playing at, guys? Right around the Buffalo 2, right? He's holding his ground, actually walking the Buffalo Bills center back a yard. So he's resetting the new line of scrimmage. Look at these Miami Dolphins at the point of attack. Look at this bodies right there. Look at this run defense. Look at these run fits. This is awesome stuff. I know it's near the goal line and all that plays a role, but this Dolphins run defense came out and they played physical, right? Weaver's bunch really showed up. It's a big reason why the Buffalo Bills were just shell-shocked. They thought they were going to demolish Miami, and the Dolphins front came out and said, nuh-uh, we're going to demolish you, especially led by a rookie playing with a physical style like Jordan Phillips here. All right, quick break in the film review. Look, I was taught to break down film by my college coaches at the Division I level. All the players are. It's just a fact of playing football at that level. And I want to take this opportunity to give you guys, the average fan, more opportunities to get that insider knowledge of how the game is taught at that highest level of college football. I created a checklist, a step-by-step guide for you guys, 100% free. That's based on how I was taught to break down film by my coaches and that I use today to create these film reviews. There's a link in the description box below that'll take you right to it. I really appreciate it if you guys decide to get it. Again, 100% free, just trying to share information to you guys, stuff that was taught to me by my coaches. But without further ado, let's get back into the film. All right, let's talk about something Jordan Phillips needs to work on. And there he is right there in the middle of your screen, lined up in a, we'll call it a head-up nose. You could maybe make an argument it's a 1 technique, but we'll say it's a 0 technique, head-up in this situation. And while he's really good in terms of fending off double teams when it's a play right at him, like a power concept, when it's a zone concept, he struggles a little bit, something to improve on. So what we're going to get here from the Buffalo Bills, we're going to get a zone concept, base reach there, zone double team here, zone here, and we're going to get a handoff inside right here with a quarterback reading number 2. And it's designed to get only a couple yards. It's a short yardage situation. And what the Buffalo Bills do here is they actually dislocate Phillips down to the right because they get two guys on him. And now when Phillips has a gap concept like a power play, he does a really good job holding his ground. But here he gets washed laterally because it's a zone. I feel like when he reads zone, he gets a little too passive instead of as powerful as with his hands as I'd like him to be. Let's check it out. There's the snap. Inside run. Good D, though. Doesn't get the first down. But let's look at Phillips right here at nose guard. See how he kind of gets washed down a lot? I mean, that's not great. Now, look, he does get two offensive linemen on him, which allows his linebackers, again, free look at the ball carrier. So, again, the minimal threshold, right? Do you allow your linebackers to make plays? Jordan Phillips checking that box. Good to see that. But see right here, he starts on the center. His gap is basically head up the center, and he ends up about a yard, 2 yards away from that gap, right? He gets washed down completely. Really, if you look at where 92 ends up, he ends up well outside 92, right? He's totally out of his gap, right? If the Bills would have gotten the first down, it would have been because Phillips got blew out of the hole. Now, here's the thing. Because he reads zone, see how he's going laterally now? You see how before he had like that wide splits in terms of trying to defend a double team. He got in that split stance when he felt two guys on him. But because he's running laterally in this situation, he feels like he can't get in that same alignment, and he just gets blown off the football a little bit. Treat it the same way, man. Strike the center with your hands like we've seen and stay wide and stay parallel to line of scrimmage. I think he can do it. And look, any rookie, any player, it's never going to be perfect. But I think this is something in terms of defending the zone blocking schemes he could improve on. He's already great at stopping power. If he can get better at zone, he'll be a force. All right, from the wide copy, you see Phillips right in the middle of your screen on the center. See how he kind of gets washed down a little bit? And it's a very quick play. It's not like a pancake block on him or anything, but he gets completely out of his gap. That's not great. And this is a situation, you can see he gets caught like running laterally a little bit, right here. What happened to the shoulders, hips, knees parallel to line of scrimmage? He just kind of loses it a little bit, right? And I think consistency for the rookie, more reps, more opportunities against zone blocking schemes. And he'll realize, oh, it's very similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's a very similar technique against zone schemes as it is against power. A double team is a double team after all. I think if he translates that and plays better up front against the zone schemes going forward, he'll become the best. And I mean this not lightly, no hyperbole here. He could become the best run-stopping defender the Dolphins have had in a very long time. All right, let's end on, what a surprise, guys, another run defense, and there's Jordan Phillips right there. Line up in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the Buffalo Bills left guard, and it's going to be a standard zone scheme, but not a double team on Phillips. We're going to get a base reach here. We're going to get a base reach there on the left guard, the center working to the linebacker right there, scoop cut off there, backside scoops here, backside scoops there, everyone's backside scooping, running back attacking this direction right here, then trying to cut back where we can find a hole. Now, the goal here for the offense is to get a dislocation of the defense that way. Get these 3 guys here dislocated, and that way the running back can cut back behind wherever we can find a crease, whether it's up the hash, whether it's farther this direction. If you can set the edge, whether it's the defensive end, whether it's Phillips right here, and force the running back to cut back early, and then your cavalry can arrive, that's good team defense. Jordan Phillips does his part and does it extremely well. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's a handoff. Nowhere to go. Good stuff. Let's look at Jordan Phillips. Point of attack. Strike. There's that parallel to line of scrimmage. Knees, hips, shoulders. Setting the edge. Running back number 4 gets the handoff right there. He's like, listen, outside ain't working. I got to cut back. Right into the help. Team defense. Love to see it. Jordan Phillips, base block, defending the base block at the point of attack. Very well done. And again, this is a good Bills offensive line. There's no slouches for the Buffalo team. Obviously, they're one of the best offensive lines in the entire NFL. Jordan Phillips is arriving, folks. I know a lot of people were expecting a lot out of Kenneth Grant. We talked about Phillips during the preseason. We said, hey, listen, he's got a really good set of skills, and he is learning to use them in the NFL. Pass rush needs some cleanup for sure, but the way he defends the run blocking game in terms of power defense, double team defense at the point of attack, and play side like we see here against zone scheme, really good stuff. Improve a little bit in terms of double team zone defense, but overall, Dolphins fans, you got a really nice rookie here at Jordan Phillips.